Peace, 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 peace to the gods. Thank you for everyone's coming out joining tonight. This is In the Circle Ministries, our virtual YouTube ministry. I'm your host, and I'm your host, Rico Blakeney. I know it's been a couple weeks on, but it seems like it's been excuse me, seems like it's been a little longer. So you have to excuse me and I catch up with what I catch up with. But like I said before, this is In the Circle Ministries. This is our virtual YouTube ministry, and I'm your host, Rico Blakeney, where we take things and put them up under the microscope. And with that concept of taking things and put them under the microscope, we can see things that we can't see with our normal eye. There's also a scripture that says that if thine eye be single, then our body be full of light. And if our eye be plural or none single, then your body, how great is the darkness? So we're able to see things in the light for which they really are. And we're able to look at our perspectives, our truths, and our beliefs. And we're also able to see the truth up under the microscope. So making your single eye, making your eyes singular, making your plural eyes singular, looking up under that microscope, and the things that you put up under that microscope, you examine them for what they are. And that way you find the truth or you find the answers. And you can walk away and apply that truth to your life and get the results that you desire. Whether it's results of finding out something isn't working the way that you thought it should be, or you had faith and belief that it should be working, you can find the truth that it's not working and stop applying it to your life. And that way, applying it to your life, still get the results you want. Because those things are guaranteed to be something you desire not to have in your life. Okay. And vice versa. So the good things that you see, the things that you find out that may work, or some things you thought that would not work, that would actually work, you can apply them to your life, and get the desires that you want out of them. So this is our What's Up Wednesday show. Up under our What's Up Wednesday show, we have various different topics. Unless I post videos and other content on here that's already pre-recorded and uploaded. Um, Such as keys to unlocking the Bible and things of that other nature, or showing you other different information. And since we're talking about different informations in a sense, check my description area out. And to make a correction to all the other past videos and going forward, the In the Circle University that I have the link up under there actually takes you to the In the Circle Church Ministry, the In the Circle Ministry. And inside of the ministry, you'll find the three lines or the three dots, depending on what type of system you're on when you're looking up under it, or the menu page, and you'll find the university up under the educational department. And if it doesn't show you the education department, know that In the Circle University is the educational department of In the Circle Ministry. So that link is in there, and we talk about and offer different processes for donations and membership into this private membership. It is also private membership. And to do know anything that we do talk about or may talk about, I have talked about, is all for entertainment and spiritual purposes. It's not to be seen as legal advice. I don't know if there's something that still has to be said, but rather be safe than sorry. So um and there we have a bunch of processes to show you how to create your own personal stuff. Be ye separate and come out amongst them, says the Lord, as the Bible says. And you can stand in your own private God given right without the aid and assistance and the accompanying of the government in any contract that you involve yourself in with, through status corrections and things of that nature, power of attorney and name change decrees and things of that nature as well. Those things that we do offer in the In the Circle University, but you have to go through the link that's in the description for the In the Circle Ministry. And in that menu inside of there of the In the Circle Ministries, you will find the In the Circle University. And we also have How to Win in Court Without a Lawyer by Dr. Graves. It's a link that I have in there with a code that gives you access into it, and it also gives me benefit for those that have came through and used my QR link or whatever you want to call it, and joined that course. And it teaches you how the language of the court, how the court how the court move, understand the court rules, policies and procedures, um, different various forms you have to file inside of a court case if you're the defendant or the plaintiff, from affidavit to pleadings to your answers to your summons to your motions and all these other things that comes with it. But it's a great course. You want to learn it, and if you have to pay for it twice to make sure that you can learn it, learn it. Take it, check it out, look into it. So whether if you have to bring someone into the course, if you can't handle it, I'm a big proponent of handling things without the course. But there be certain things that you may encounter where you can't avoid it. So better be equipped than unequipped. So we have the How to Win in Court Without a Lawyer with Dr. Graves. Check that out. So we have the In the Circle LLC where we do home repair and mobile mechanics. That link is also in there, servicing most of the Lancaster to Columbia and from Lancaster to Charlotte areas of North Carolina. And we also have a donation page for one of our subsidiary churches, one of the churches up under our umbrella, Discipleship Ministries. We have a cash app there if you want to donate towards the channel, donate towards the ministry, or anything that we have going on. And do know that those proceeds will go strictly to there. Any donations given for the church and to joining the private membership of the Inner Circle Ministry, Inner Circle University, those things are separate as well. But those donations will be used for that and the betterment of you and helping you understand a bunch of things to help you move you in the way of being who you are in your private capacity. So that's out of the way. Um, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here today anyway. Had a great week and I hope you've continuously been working on your self mastery, even though I've been absent. And for those that may be just now catching the videos or catching up or being drawn and attracted to this channel, self mastery is allowing your higher consciousness or your God consciousness, if you're coming from a place of Christianity or religion, Muslim or Buddhist or whatever your higher source of energy, that place is where you're gonna is that's your Godhead or your place of existence and being. That is where you most of the times you have the how can I put this? You have the way you get your moral conduct and your moral corral, your moral um, compass from these places, and this is how you conduct your life, and either have plans for the afterlife. So that energy or that God or that entity or whatever it may be, allowing that to conquer your lower self or your lower consciousness or your animalistic nature or your primitive nature, and arising yourself up to the place of a higher vibration into that God seat for which you were created and designed for. What's up, Sister Corinne? She says, Happy Wednesday, everyone. Glad to see you. Hope all is well. I know there's been a change that's happened in your life. Um, and once I can get you publicizing it, then I can comment on it. But I know there's been some changes that's happened inside of your household for you and Steve, and I'm excited and happy for you guys. Um, this is some encouraging words. Allow the new normal to be your normal. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in certain ways and certain things or whatever. But there's things that's happening in your life now that is great and that's gonna bring about that. That's what the energy that being brings. And so so congratulations to you on that. And I like and so that way it helps you keep from being frustrated and however, whatever when things if things, however things do come awry. Just let the new normal be the normal, and it's gonna be okay, and everything's gonna be all right. Um, you her listening with you, baby girl. Hey, baby girl, how you doing? How you doing? Glad to see you on this side. Glad you've made it on this side, and happy to see you here. Can't wait to see what you're gonna be bringing to this world. I already know I'll be around at the age whenever you do start to being your unique self. I'll be around and get to experience it as well, so I can't wait. Yeah, so congratulations once again, and you know, um, really excited for you and Steve as well. all the way through with that and that process. Like I was saying earlier, that wasn't meant to be a discouraging word or anything like that. It's just an encouraging word. So when the time is needed, you have like if most people work out, they have protein balls or protein shakes when they're working out and doing things. You know, they're locked in, they're determined, they have their goals, and everything is working the way it's going. It's just to aid them whenever their physical body be like, let's quit, let's stop. You know, so this helped them achieve their goals. So that's the way I'm passing on this energy and this word to you and Steve as well. But she also has her two channels when she's back to doing what she do. She has Above and Beyond with Korean whenever she's there. So I would say like and subscribe now. So you'll be able to catch up with her whenever she start doing her Thursday night lives again. And Money Making with Daily Income with Korean is another channel that she has. So like and subscribe to those channels. See what she has going on so you can get this information that helps you. If you take it and apply it to your life, it's going to help you either way. She's a great energetic lady. Her energy comes across, and so you'll be able to receive whatever she gives you. It's just up to you what you do with it and how you apply it to your life as well. So, yes, thank you for joining. Happy to be back. There hasn't been no issues. It's all been good stuff and things that happen. You know, as I talk on the show as well, family first. I always believe in family first. So things happen, whether they're bad or good, or if it's just not to say bad or good, you need to be present in the moment in the family, then that's what you do. So that's my first love outside of myself, or my first obligation outside of myself and to my God inside of me. My alliance is with the God inside of me that creates everything outside of me. Okay, so that's my alliance. So my loyalty and everything else goes to with what the God inside of me has given me as far as wife, kids, grandkids, household, whatever it may be. Those things come first. And this is another thing that it was given me. I'm just putting it in its proper order. But glad to be back. Glad to be here. Glad to see you supporting as you always have, sis, and glad that you um check up on me on the off time as well. But here we are, back at another week, another What's Up Wednesday show. And the topic for the show for tonight is, are you ready? Do you want answers or do you want the truth? Um, and this whole thought process is something that I I got into today with myself um about thoughts that I've had before, but just got more in depth in with it today. But while I was washing dishes, and a lot of times, you know, we really search for answers, think we're searching for the truth, and there's a slight difference between answers and the truth. But every time, the truth will always be the answer. If that makes sense. The truth will always be the answer. But sometimes the answer isn't always the truth. So, and I'm going to use my experiences most of the time whenever I was studying and learning what my spiritual God or the inside God inside of me was telling me. Like I say, I was getting information in my mind first and in my consciousness first. And I was finding different information outside of me through books, websites, or whatever, internet. But I was finding that through different forums, no matter if it was Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever. It may be different individuals. The same way I'm bringing information, it would be someone else doing this. Excuse me. But searching for the answers or something to give me confirmation into what I was hearing because I'm taking this thing that I'm hearing that I've understood to be the source that I am, the God that I am, the entity I truly am outside of this avatar. It's always been like this for me since I can remember as a child and coming up. And it has never been wrong and it has never lied. So I pay attention to it. And yes, I have come encounter with the other entities inside of me that has always lied and always made things seem to be something that they're not. So I've dealt with higher consciousness, lower consciousness, in betweens, and all those other things, and search for answers in all those places. But a lot of times, what I figured out that I did most through my, like I said, through my Christianity and my religious breaking free from that was searching out scriptures, searching out um, different scholars, and searching, to find out when, where, and how of the scriptures. Like if Joseph and Mary, while the different stories of the bloodline between Matthew, Mark, Luke, and maybe John, while the different nativity stories or the birth of Christ through the three, why do they variate and almost forcefully fit into the Old Testament? So I want to know more about the places that they live, the time era that they live. What was the other countries and other nations are doing outside of what the Bible said, but other books and other resources to help bring me to the truth. So with that, I ran across a bunch of answers, and if you Google, I say Google competently because you can Google a lot of things, and most times 10 times out of 10, Google's only going to give you what society norm and what you've always been given as the truth for an answer. So if you're on the search or you're on the journey, for the reason for this segue of this video tonight is that the truth that you know to be truth is not proven to be truth. So you're on the search for the truth. And so my message for tonight as we go along through this is not to allow every answer to be your truth because that was the damn fuck up from the get-go. You receive answers about certain things that you had from sources of truth. And this is no mark or disrespect to your mom, your granddad, your parents, your uncles, your aunties, whoever may raise you, your foster parents. A lot of us have been raised through a certain way that's influenced by your cultural, your geographical location, and a whole lot by your governmental bodies, the wickedness in the high places, those things that you battle against, and what they allow to be taught and controlled through the public, and allowed you to be drawn yourself into the public and seeing yourself as a public being or public entity or public figure, or it just being into society. In order to be a normal person, you must fit into what the public has already said, from education, news, media, jobs, religions, all these other things. And you found yourself in places where things are just not adding up, and you thought you had the answers to come to find out that you don't know shit. On that same note, just know that that same I don't know shit that you find out that you don't know, and if you say baby girl is listening too, I apologize, Sister Corinne. But anyway, she filters out as well. But um, just so I don't hinder myself. That's ain't nothing if we take in spirituality. So as you grow and you learn more in your self mastery, you grow from the Christ consciousness. That's something that we use symbolic or metaphorically to help you understand more, or whatever it may be to help you to understand that you're growing in your chakras. When you get to a place, no matter how much you attain and how much wisdom and knowledge you do attain, just know that you don't know nothing. That it's just a teardrop in a 5-gallon bucket worth of information that you know. So you don't know it all. We haven't got to that place of remembrance where we know it, and we know it all enough for what we need to accomplish and handle with. And I believe that I know that we are from the divine source of all information and all knowing things, but we don't know it all at the same time. This is the experience we live in this life, in this time, and in these avatars. This is just the way that this dimension works. That you're not gonna get it all at one time. You get pieces and pieces. The same way you eat an elephant, bite by bite. Same way you read a book, letter by letter, word by word, sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase, paragraph by paragraph, page by page, chapter by chapter, so you don't get it all at one time. So a lot of times when we get the answers, just we have to stay humble enough to know that the answer may not be the absolute truth, the total truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It can be segments, pieces, or partials of the truth. And living out through experiences brings you through that and to deviate and navigate through all of the misinformation and the mistruths. But a lot of times, what we have been trained to do through the public and through other, what's up, brother C King Bay? Great, great, great to see you too. He says, thanks, ND. I don't know what you're saying thanks for. You may better put it in the chat. I'm sort of here and not here right now, but so you have to let me know what you're saying thanks about. But thank you for your time, your energy, and thank you for your support. And you'll never be underlooked. So we thank you guys for that as well. But what I was saying was, well, back to what I was saying, but being more so everything I said before then was a lie. That's just the way I still remember it. So as I was saying before, um, a lot of times we search for answers and we want specific answers because that's what we've been publicly taught. Even if we did it in the private sector, that public way of living, thinking, and believing has been brought down to a private sector. That's how it made it to the public. But anyway, this is how they get their interactions and getting their way into the private and blending those two. But we've been taught to look for the answer that we want. So even in my walk in my Christianity and my religious state when I was there, um, I had a mindset, thought, and a belief from my upbringing, my preachers and the teachers, and the certain um, denomination, Southern Baptist denomination I was up under their curriculum of teaching and their doctrination and their dogma and their traditions, the same way you have with any other places or any other religions, church organizations, etc., etc. We believed and thought a certain way. So when I looked for answers, my answers had to fit the truth that I've already held for truth. And to be honest, it is ass backwards. When you search for truth, there's a lot of times that we hold for truth may be true for a moment, may be true in a section, but it's not absolute truth. What I was talking about earlier, it just segues, pieces, or fragments of the truth to help you get to total truth, but it's not the total truth. But I will look for answers, and I was not none biased in my searching. So when I searched for the answer that I wanted, then was I accepted with taking it and receiving it and applying it to my life. And that same concept led to a bunch of things not happening because that I held for truth was not fucking true. It was not remotely truthfully. The only way it was truthful because I held it and labeled it as truth. And a lot of times that's what we do. We take things and label it as truth without no factual evidence of it being true. Okay, 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 excellent, excellent. Okay, thank you. He says, I was saying, thanks for your support for me, Corinne, and our new edition. More than very welcome. More than very welcome. And so when we accept those answers for truth, like I say, this is what causes issues. It's just not as obvious, and we're going to use our body and our diet. Same way this is to be the way Jesus said, I tell you in parables. So as if you can understand the earthly thing, then you should be able to understand and grasp the heavenly things. So, excuse me. We can drink something that's very poisonous to us and get an immediate effect. You could try to drink some chlorine bleach, and watch what it has an immediate effect on you because your nose and all your other senses are working with you. But you can allow to drink the counties or the city water where they put in one parts of chlorine versus or put one part chlorine into 1 million parts of uh, water. When I worked at the chemical plant, that's what I was doing to bringing the water back in. So they do a little different ratio with the county or the city, but it's just saying the same. You can use like the same amount. So it's basically uh, 1% chlorine into, or 1 gallon of chlorine into 1 million gallons of water. And the chlorine's not going to bother you short term. It's not going to bother you immediately. It's not going to affect you immediate, but long term, over the lifespan of a life, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, it takes tolls on the body because the chlorine isn't made to be ingested into the body. The body doesn't have receptors for it. It doesn't do anything else, but when it comes in, it causes a problem, puts your body on high alert, and it's trying to discharge or waste that, period. No matter what defense or offensive measures your white and your blood cells in your body have to take care of, it's going to do whatever it needs to get that foreign object that you don't have receptors for out of there. And so that answer that we do, we take that, and a lot of times what we do is we hold on to what our body is trying to reject, and we're trying to keep it. We try to keep it. And sometimes we pour in more and more and more on it, saying our body's acting funny, something ain't right. Maybe I need more of this chlorine water to help purify my body, however it may be. But those answers that we take and we use in our life that don't give us the results that it should give, you have to take it for its truth. It has answered itself that it is a falsified thought, belief, program, action, and you're not going to get what you believe or thought that you're going to get from that thought, that action, or whatever, you know. So there are certain things that we take, and we have to understand that we have to accept the truth, and the truth will always be the answers. When your body rejects it, then it's no good for you, no matter what your situation or illness is. This can't be a damn cure. Because your body is designed to heal itself and to be a self-curing, self-running, self-motivated, self-reliant system that it is. All right. So now there's there's ways that I done, like I say, I will search. And with the Google searching and a lot of stuff that you find in the system in the public, they're going to give you the answers that any other Christians or believers should receive to satisfy that thought, that belief, or whatever that answer may be that you're looking for to solidify or to uphold what you're holding for truth. If no more, like I said, I'm just gonna stick to what I know and what I've used. If it's from the doctrination of the Trinity, the miracle birth, from the creation of the beginning of mankind, if it's from slavery in the Bible, why do women not have no authority, or why are women treated so fucked up in the Bible and looked at as if they're nothing when everything that comes into existence in this physical plane only came through the matrix of a feminine entity, whether from animals to humans to livestock, whatever it may be. There, so why are these issues? But from my thoughts and my beliefs and my upbringing, a lot of those things, I didn't see them as an issue until my inward person started to question about the shit I was holding for truth and belief. Why can't women speak in public? Why can't they talk in churches? Why can't they teach? Why can't they do these things? You know, what is so abnormal in your faith that you will believe a lot of the things that you believe about the miraculous stories in the Bible, from the script of Samson, the splitting of the Red Sea, and a bunch of more other things that they were called miracles that were done. And it's like I would find answers to suffice my truth, but it didn't quiet the voice of that inside God inside of me questioning the doctrine and the dogma and the lack of communication and interpretation I received from my youth, because I've always been that same kid that asked about a lot of the stuff because I took it for truth and I wanted to know the when, what, hows, and where's about it. But saying that to say this is that sometimes we can be non-biased in our searching for the truth, that we accept any answer, or we accept the answer that suffices our ourselves instead of sufficing the truth. The truth testifies of the truth. It needs no witness. It needs no alibi. It needs nobody to take the stand for it because the truth stands alone on its own. And as we talk about here on this channel, the self mastery and putting things up under the microscope is basically at its rawest, purest form is for you to find the truth. And if your belief, your perspective, and your truth are not the absolute truth, then it's about growing into that because the truth rests, rules, and abides in you. As we talked about in other past videos, we read through scriptures where the Bible described it as the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth. That spirit that's set aside. Holy means set aside, different, and totally separate from all the other ones. There's no mixing this one up with the rest of them. Unlike they say, like most of the black folks, we all look alike. Or black folks might say all Chinese people look alike, all Asian and Korean people look alike, but no, they have their own unique, distinct identity. And the way that they handle themselves, the way that you can use them, and the way that they function are unidentical in their own fashion, even if they work together. But anyway, so finding that truth, that's what it's all about. That's why we put things up under the microscope, or we take the subject, or we take this topic, or we take this thought, or we take this feeling, and we take them and put them up under the microscope or the scope of our focus and look at these things. Even when you get your answer, you take your damn answer and put it right back up under there. Isolate all the other things that's around whatever you call the answer and only focus in on the answer and allow that microscope to show you whether that answer is the answer or if it's the truth and it stands alone outside of your perspective, your beliefs, and your thoughts and your truth. And it still remains true. Then adopt it, adapt it, bring it in and receive it. Because the truth is what's going to set you free. It's not your truth. It's not their truth. It's not their beliefs. It's not their thought. It's not their perspective. But it's the absolute truth. And those truths do I honestly know in my heart without the evidence to prove this that my truth may be my absolute truth for me and my life and the way that I'm living, and yours will be different and vary because of you and your life and the things that you have to do to accomplish why you're here in your mission. But the absolute truth is that we are all one. We're all connected. And the best way for this to work is if everybody works in their truth. And there should be no differentiation. There should be no difference that should cause confusion in truth. You just got to be able to understand the difference. And I know that this may seem high fetched, and it may seem so crazy, sounding crazy, but it's that simple. That if you understand the concept or the thing that I'm talking about, then you can understand you can walk in your truth and you can produce who you are. That rose bush that I have sitting on the side of my house is a rose bush and it operates in its truth. The elephant ears that I have are elephant ears and it operates and lives in its truth. And it'll never produce a rose because it's the elephant ear. And a rose will never produce an elephant ear because it's a rose. But they are both the same. They are both part of the plant based family. They are both a part of when it lives, when it dies, no matter what its experience it is, it's going to turn into soil. Same way we are with these avatars. So, saying that to say this is that our truth should not allow us to be separated because our truths are that we are all gods and we are all energetic beings. Is that not that our avatars return back to the dust, but our avatars exist because of the spiritual nature that we are and who we are as gods in our own likeness and the way that we coexist with each other to have better experiences in our life and for the life that comes after this. Because we become ancestors in a sense for those that are to come, or those that are now to become later, become children, grandchildren, and other things of that nature. but down to the fourth, fifth, and sixth generation. We become the ancestors of the life force that live through those avatars that will be created later on. So, grabbing the absolute truth, understanding these truths now helps us for those time zones, just like we've done in previous lives. We go through these lives now, shedding off the fucked up answers until the answers become truth, and the truth answers for itself, and therefore needs not to answer. And I know that a lot of y'all will understand, but when you grab it inside of yourself and you're able to apply it into your life and the way it works into whatever it's saying, or however I'm saying, that's going to be the great benefit that you have, and now you have your truth. But for a lot of people, it may not, it may sound strange, but whatever. But if you've been drawn to this channel, it will make sense later on. Just you know, believe I'm crazy and believe I'm stupid. And I want you to be crazy enough to try it and be stupid enough to believe it and see the results you get. And then you can discard it if it ain't what you thought it's supposed to be. If it ain't the absolute truth, then discard it. But try these things and understand that just because you get an answer or you search for an answer, search the reason you're searching. What I mean by that is what is the reasoning behind why you're wanting to search? Are you wanting to be right? Are you wanting to prove a point? Or are you wanting to learn? Are you wanting to be educated? Or do you want to be enlightened in those matters? And that way you can see if you got pride, greed, hatred, or any of those other things that will hinder you from receiving the absolute truth in whatever you're doing, and that will obscure your vision and have you seeing the answer as the truth. And so before I get off, here we go. That still soft voice. If you're a Bible thumper or you were raised up Christian or in the Bible, talks about God speaks in this still soft voice. So the truth is this still soft voice. It speaks one damn time. It doesn't speak again. But to he that will attain the truth, or to him that will refuse the truth, will repeat the truth over and over. But it's that same soft voice, or that same soft answer, or that same answer that you received in your thoughts. It spoke one time and it's remembered forever. It don't need to testify of itself. It'll prove itself. And when it proves itself, you'll be the one that says, damn, I knew it. That's what I thought from the beginning. Or damn, I had that feeling from the get-go. But good thing about self mastery is you don't have to condemn yourself to damnation, but you can learn from your lesson. But that is the one nugget I want you to take away from this. What I'm saying is that's the way of knowing the truth. And even if you hear the truth from another individual or another person that comes through, and what they do is what I said earlier, they give you confirmation, meaning they're only repeating what you've already heard as the truth. But the truth itself doesn't change, and it's still there, and it's only said what it said, and it will bring about the results for what it said it will bring about. So every answer ain't the right answer, and every answer ain't the truth. Be careful about what you want to accept for truth or what you want to accept for answer, and you make peace with yourself. When the truth comes, it will return peace back to it. It will do something to you to understand the truth, where you'll get to the point where you don't have to rebuttal the truth. You won't be the second voice that you hear after the truth saying, this is why I can't, this is why I won't, this is why maybe, or maybe this will work, and maybe that won't work. But the truth comes with an action. The Bible says it in a way, or the scripture says it in a way, that God desires obedience and not sacrifice. The obedience is when you hear jump, you jump. You don't ask how high. When you hear the go do, you go do. You don't ask how far is it, or what all do I got to do to get ready to go do what I need to do. All of that come in the process. All of that come in the journey, and that truth will answer itself. And as you go through your self mastery and go through these things, you'll understand. And whenever you do attain these truths, you will be more solidified and standing on those truths. So when you operate from those truths will bring about the results that they say they will. In other words, the Bible and some of the things that you will read about, the promises of God and all these other things, they will perform what they will perform in your life once you grab the concept of you being God and standing in these truths. And if they do not produce them, then it's not there. Same parable of Jesus cursing fig trees that should have been producing, but they were not. Doesn't mean it wasn't a fig tree, but you're non-productive to what the fuck I'm here for. Get out of here. You gotta go. Curse you and all the hell. There's no need for you to live in if you're just gonna be here taking up space. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I'm talking about inside of you. You don't need to have no thoughts, no dreams, no visions, no intuitions, no feelings, no emotions. Taking up residence, living inside of you that's not going to reproduce anything of the same like manner. So you can rid yourself of the bullshit. If any of those things and any of those answers are doing those things in your life, taking up residence, say living and it just not just gonna be every time I pass you, you're not gonna give me no damn fruit. You're just here to be saying, I'm a fig tree. There's also another scripture says that a tree, you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. And if it's bearing no fruit, then it's really not a fucking tree. It's fake. It's just another answer. It's not the damn truth. Make sense? Okay. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on In the Circle Ministries tonight on our What's Up Wednesday show. Um, I hope this wasn't too or wasn't too much, but I hope you're able to see through the simplicity of it and the difference between answers and truth. Are you really searching for the truth, or are you just searching for answers? Are you want to satisfy yourself, or are you trying to get something that will satisfy your next generation down to the next generation? Real quick, it's like joining the masonry when I got in and got out. If I don't want to learn anything I can't pass down freely. I don't want to learn anything that I can't give to my kids and my grandkids without them having to do nothing but take it, attain it, and apply it to their life. Now they have to sweat and work to get the results that they want. That's cool, but to get these answers or to get this formula or to get this protocol or getting how to set this shit up, they won't have to do that. And if I got to be involved in anything that's going to acquire that, then it's just a fig tree that'll never bear fruit, and I don't want it. So treat any answer you got like that. Go back and do your research. Stay in your self mastery, and while you're searching within yourself, see which one of those things need to be cut down, cursed, withered up, and died, and done and over with. So as even if you may not notice it, but underneath the ground, it's taking away plenty nourishment that can be given to other places, other thoughts, other ideals, other visions, other dreams, other passions, other individuals inside of your life, outside of yourself. Allow their energy and nourishment to go to where it needs to be going to, instead of to a place that's just taking up residence and will never be able to reproduce anything of its damn self. And I hope that answered a lot of things. And I hope that brought some truth to your life. Thank you, brother Seeking Bay. Thank you, Sister Corinne. Tell Brother Steve, thank you as well. And baby girl, hello, peace, love, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. So all of those that's going to watch today, watch tomorrow, watch later on, whenever you're drawn and attracted to it. But to you guys, especially that I know that I can speak to, that are longtime supporters, I love you. And may everything that you go after um, be more bountiful and plentiful for you, that you will have to either start giving it away or making provisions to store up for the third and fourth generation. But that is the prosperity that I wish in your life, whether it's monetary, whether it's financial, whether it's in physical acquirements, whether it's in mental, spiritual growth, or intellect. These are the things I look for and desire for all. I love you guys. Catch me next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Uh, like and subscribe to Sister Korean's channel so you can catch up with her whenever she notifies you that she'll be back live. Whenever she's doing live, you'll be doing the same thing I'm doing. As I said before, I thank you and I love you, and you guys have a great, great, and wonderful night.